Hey everyone, it is Rebecca Hefner. I hope you all are doing well. So I posted yesterday about some of the issues that Findaway slash almost in audio and Spotify are having. And it got a lot of questions about some people didn't even realize that Findaway was switching over to in audio and all this stuff. So I figured I'd just make a quick video. Sometimes that's easier than trying to filter through things on social media. So hopefully this helps you guys. I just want to preface this by saying I do not work at Findaway Voices or Spotify. I'm not on the inside there. I do have a person that I work with at Spotify who's very helpful. But again, I don't work there. I'm just trying to give you the information that I know. So the information that I know is that Findaway Voices, which is currently owned by Spotify, they will be separating away. So Spotify will become its own independent distributor. So just like you can independently distribute your audiobooks to Kobo, you can independently distribute your audiobooks to Google Play. And I highly recommend you do that. Anytime you can go directly to a distributor, I highly recommend that you do that, or to a retailer, because it just you get so many more advantages. The retailers offer advantages when you distribute to them directly. And I've posted more about that in the group, and always happy to answer any questions about that. But so now I currently go through Findaway Voices for everywhere that I can't go direct, right? So I go direct to Kobo, I go direct to Google Play, I go direct to ACX, obviously, and obviously direct to my own store. But for everything else, I use Findaway Voices. So Findaway Voices is an aggregator. There's someone who takes your audiobook, you upload it to Findaway Voices, and then they distribute it out. Now, Findaway Voices was owned by Spotify. They're splitting away. So now Spotify will be its own separate distributor. Findaway is renaming themselves to INaudio. I think it might be Findaway Voice or Voices by INaudio. Anyway, so they're renaming themselves. And on August 1st, everything in your Findaway dashboard is going to switch over to InAudio. Now, this is all going to be done automatically. You don't need to re-upload any audiobooks to Findaway. You won't need to re-upload. If they're in Findaway, they're going to be in InAudio. That's how it's going to work. So you don't have to re-upload anything or do anything. Um, the site, to my understanding, the site will be down on July 31st, so they can do this final migration. So just make sure you don't save anything to do on the 31st, because you won't be able to do it. And then on August 1st, InAudio will go live and Spotify will then be completely separate. Now, in order to make sure that all of your audiobooks that are currently distributed to Spotify stay on Spotify, you need to create a Spotify by Authors account. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So let me share my screen and we'll get to it. Okay, so here is my audiobook, my Findaway Voices screen. I'm inside my account. You can see here that Findaway Voices will transition to InAudio on August 1st, as we were talking about. Audiobook distribution to retailers other than Spotify will be available on the InAudio platform. So you can learn more from this informational bar at the top. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure you create a Spotify for Authors account first, because you're going to want to distribute directly to Spotify. The reason you want to do that is because you don't want to pay a fee to have InAudio distribute to Spotify, right? That's why it's important to go direct to retailers, so that you don't have to give Findaway slash InAudio a cut of each of your sales, right? We want to keep as much of our sales as we can. So does having to distribute to another distributor suck? Of course it does. Like, the more distributors you have to distribute to, that gives you more work, but it also gives you more money. So I'm happy to do more work for more money. If I could distribute individually to every retailer, I would do it. So it's that worth it for me to do that. So I highly suggest that you do that. Create your Spotify for Authors account. The way you do that is you click on this little Spotify thing right here, and then it's going to take you to your Spotify for Authors dashboard. Now, in here is where, if you already had your books uploaded in Findaway, they're all going to populate here once you click on this little Spotify thing, go to Spotify for Authors. They'll all show up here for you. So you don't have to do anything. Your Spotify for Authors account will have every audiobook you've ever uploaded to Findaway there. And then you can go through. So for me, I write under several different names. I write, under Isla Asher, Rebecca Hefner. So all of my books are here. And then I can also create the author pages. So let's see if I can pull this up. Yeah, this is my author page. Oh, I guess my bio can't contain links. Okay, well, I'll fix that. But anyway, so this is my profile. This is my, so I guess if I look on Spotify, this is what'll show up, right? This is what my author profile will look like. And I can do that for every account. This is my Isla Asher pro. That's one of my pen names. So, okay. So, I got to go in and fix that. I guess your bio can't contain links. Now you know. So anyway, this is why I suggest, and then you'll have your, all of your like audience has your different breakdowns of like how people listen. I'm a romance author, so I obviously have a huge female audience. Um, you can get all your demographics and everything else. So from now on, anytime you want to upload a new audiobook to Spotify, you'll go to your Spotify for Authors account. So it'll just be a separate account for you, like Kobo is a separate account, like ACX is a separate account. It'll just be separate. You won't have to upload audiobooks you'll still upload your audiobooks to InAudio, but to distribute to Spotify, you'll do it through Spotify for Authors. And I highly recommend you all do that. Okay, so I hope that that helps everyone know what they need to do in order to create their Spotify for Authors account. Now, at the end of the day, I know that InAudio is having some issues. I made that post in the group yesterday, so you can reference that post to see what the issues are. I think there are going to be some growing pains. If you can't deal with the growing pains, you can always go with Authors Republic. I put a link in the post I made in the Marketing Audiobooks Wide group, so you can check them out. I go through Findaway for very specific reasons, and I will stick with InAudio for a while. I'll give them a chance to work all this stuff out. And if they can't work out their issues, I'll start distributing some things through Authors Republic and see if I like it better. But for now, I'm going to stick with InAudio because I really need a promo tool. I don't want to have to email Authors Republic every time I need to change my price or do a promo. That creates more work for me. So for me, it's better to stick with InAudio and let them try and work out these issues. That might not be what's best for your business. Everyone has to decide what is best for their business. So, okay, I hope that this helps. I hope you all now understand the timeline. Please create your Spotify for Authors account before July 1st, or really before July 31st, because that's when they're going to shut down the site. So I would make it a priority to do it this week. It doesn't take a long time. I did it very quickly. You just click on that link from your Findaway dashboard and create your account, and you're good to go. Okay, I really hope that that helps. I hope you all have a great day and take care.